Where did all the GDKPs go? Vro, when are you hosting your next GDKP? Phase 1 TBC is on its second month, and players have experienced all of its content so far. Arena Season 1 will continue for 2 months, and players are speculating about a 1.5 patch, much like Dire Maul in Vanilla Classic. I don't have any insider info, but I do think it's an interesting speculation. In the meantime, there's only a few things to tie players over, and that's raiding, heroics, or PvP. For some players, the grind starts all too early. I've noticed a small surge of alts leveling up across Fairbanks. When I think back to Phase 1 in Vanilla Classic, it took players quite some time before they were raiding consistently on multiple characters. The community is more developed now than 2 years ago, so it's only natural that this expansion's Phase 1 will look similar but more efficient than Vanilla Classic. So where did all the GDKP raids go? Forbes is still hosting GDKP raids and is still the largest raiding Discord on Fairbanks. Other groups, such as Excellence, have started hosting 25-man GDKP content as well. However, the list ends around there. Almost every raid recruiting in LFG is hosting main spec over off spec. MS over OS is just really popular right now. In past weeks, I've had trouble filling in my fully pugged Karazhans, always looking for tanks or healers. Then the other night, I attended 3 pugged Karazhans all on the same evening, all MS over OS. The runs were partial guild runs and the clear times were quick. I've noticed guilds are doing bigger raid splits, causing them to pug more frequently. This explains my trouble hosting fully pugged groups. There are constantly guilds seeking just 1 to 2 players to fill out their Karazhan. What does all of that have to do with GDKP? Well, gold bid raids are most popular under a few conditions. The first is a supply and demand for raids. Right now in Phase 1, most players are working on exactly 1 character, and they're looking for a comfortable guild situation. Guilds can more easily offer a comfortable position in TBC than in Vanilla. How so? More specs are viable, and there are less total people in raid, allowing gear to be distributed a little bit more evenly than in Vanilla. Smaller guild sizes all forced more guilds to form, which is why we see an endless sea of new guild names every day, and which is why I have joined so many new Discord servers recently. Competition breeds excellence, and now players have more choices than ever when it comes to joining guilds. So, there is a low demand for pug raids right now, as guilds are robustly growing and pugging. The supply of raiders is the lowest it can be in terms of alts in the many phases we have in TBC. The second reason gold bid raids are popular is because it gives all players a reason to do raiding content, whether it is new or old to them. Players who are new to the content receive gear, and players who are old to the content receive gold. However, right now there are very few players who fall into the second category. A majority of players still need to receive upgrades from this phase. It is this reason that MS over OS is so popular, because everyone wants upgrades more than gold payout for the current content at this time. The third reason gold bid raids are popular is because it allows players to experience a loot system that is outside of a traditional guild loot system. I briefly explained earlier how numerous amounts of guilds offer better player experiences. It is impossible to remove all loot drama from the game, but I think it is a fair assumption that loot drama is less intense than in Vanilla, and that the demand for an alternative loot system would be less intense in TBC. Of course, this could still change with legendary items, cosmetics, mounts, BIS, etc. As these problems become more prevalent with upcoming phases, i.e. more loot drama, the demand for an alternative loot system will arise. The answers to where did all the GDKP raids go? They got replaced by MS over OS raids. And for the many reasons I stated before, this is just some typical Phase 1 behavior. We will see the rise of gold bid raids once again, once 1, 2, or 3 conditions are set off. Those conditions are a large demand for raids that guilds are unable to meet, a majority of players on the server have some BIS, loot is too dramatic for players to handle. I will continue to host raids whether they are MS over OS, gold bid, etc. Who knows the exact moment when GDKP will become more popular? Leave a comment below if you think you know. For Phase 1 at least, it looks like MS over OS for a while. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.